The wave of terror attacks has created a major dilemma among first responders when it comes to treating its victims and terrorists. Should they reach out and treat them without regard to their identity? Should the terrorists be left to last? When an Arab terrorist plowed into a crowd of people at a bus stop under Jerusalem's Bridge of Strings in December, he seriously injured a toddler. Bystanders subdued and shot the axe-wielding terrorist. When first responders arrived, they were faced with a question: who to treat first?
When there was a child that lost his leg, and at the same time there was a terrorist who was severely wounded, is there any question in your head who you're going to go deal with? You have a kid over here that his parents is not going to have a normal life for the rest of his life because he lost his leg, and I should go ahead and try and do everything I can to save this person's life?
Zaka, which stands for Zihui Korbanot Ason, or Disaster Victim Identification, is a first responder on the scene of scores of terrorist attacks to treat victims and also to clean up the remains of the dead, both victims and terrorists. A new regulation of the Israel Medical Association's Ethics Committee, acting on behalf of an appeal by the Physicians for Human Rights, has modified its principles of triage to remove the practice of treating Jewish victims first.
The law of Israel and the ethics code is against discrimination whatsoever. So the powerful, the poor of your city comes first, cannot exist in ethics code, in the Israeli ethics code. And that's why we erase it.
But Zaka says no one should be preaching morality to them.
Zaka has to stand up and say very clearly what we're doing. Say, yes, the victims, does make a difference to us, Jewish, non-Jewish, yes, we're going to treat them equally as a victim. A person that was a murderer, and you can see from the footage of videos that was going on at different times, when a person was shot, one of the terrorists, he still tried to get up and kill a person. So you can imagine if a volunteer of Zaka or any volunteer of an organization will come and try and treat him, and that moment it will stab him, what are you going to say then? Therefore, you have to make some difference.
The IMA holds that sometimes on the scene of mass casualties, it's not always clear who's the victim and who's the perpetrator.
They ought to treat everyone. And if one of them is the offender, then later on the police and then the court will do what they have to do about him, not the physician at the first meeting.
Zaka has announced that from now on, it would treat the bodies of terrorists differently.
How can you put that terrorist, that person, in the bag of Zaka when people in Israel and around the world recognize the white and blue bag of Zaka as a holy bag, and taking that same bag and putting it a terrorist in it? Therefore, we put them into, a decision was made by Yuda to put them into black body bags. That way it's very clear to the public, to us, who we're dealing with, who the person is. Also, to an extent, we do not put them in the same vehicle, in the same ambulance of Zaka. We take them separately, because, yeah, we have to show there's a morality, but there's also something over here to show the world there is a difference, and how much we can say we're nice and extend ourselves to be nice, but yes, there's somewhere you have to draw a line.
There's a new